Yo, guys. Yeah, so welcome back. Yeah, so basically gonna be breaking down everything in regards to the session we had um this previous weekend, right, on Sunday. So first topic that I'm gonna be ideally going into is the new opening ranges, right, and understanding how those filter specific areas or help you identify specific areas in which you're looking to take executions. In simple terms, trades, your precision areas, right? Meaning that's going to be the highest probability or the most precise areas in which you can execute your trades. It needs to be within specific zones within price and time correlations, if that makes sense, right? So I'm going to be explaining this from a very, very basic understanding in regards to I don't want to box you to a specific cycle when we are referring to the quarters because each and every quarter cycle is fractal, meaning that it's going to behave the way it is ideally designed to. Right? If that kind of makes sense, what I'm basically trying to say is the quarters are important, right? But the most crucial thing is going to be the combination of two different cycles, meaning mm, looking for the text, okay. Let's say you trading the 15-minute time frame, or you do session trading, right? And you want to know which specific cycles you want to focus on for your most ideal entries will always have to be on the 5-minute time frame. Right? This is your first key point. If you're doing session trading, all your entries have to be on the 5-minute. You can play around and try refining it to lower time frames, but anything below the 5 minute is basically scalping, meaning the cycles that you may be using will have to differ, right? But for this case, I'm going to be explaining it based on the 5 minutes and session trading. And when I'm referring to session trading, I'm referring to this. Session trading, I trade New York, right? Or it can be London, or it can be whatever session, right? But for this case, I'm going to be using New York, right? My entries always need to be on the 5 minute, right? This is your sweet spot, right? Which quarter cycles do I need, right? Okay, quarter cycles for this, right? The first one is gonna be for higher time frame, meaning session ranges. You need 6 hour cycles, right? Number two, for lower time frame, lower time frame, you need 90-minute cycles, right? So what do I mean by this? Whenever you are looking to take your trades within the 5 minute time frame, right, you need two true open ranges. You need a true open based on 6 hour cycles and also based on 90-minute cycles, right? So this one is ideally gonna be equals to a true day open, right? And then this one is gonna be true session open, right? This is how you understand the core basics of how this mechanics work. All right, so if I can just twist it out like this, trying to see if I can make this. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So right here, we can specify and say this right here is our 6-hour cycles. 6-hour cycles, right? Meaning each individual quarter is a full 6-hour range, if that makes sense. So each one of this quarter range is a full 6-hour range. Then when you add them all from here, right, to here, right, it's gonna be a full 24-hour range. So if you add them up like this, they should initially add up to a full 24-hour, a full 24-hour range, if that makes sense. So 6 hours is your higher time frame, meaning when you wanna, let's say you're looking for shorts, lower prices, right? It's gonna be vice versa for higher prices, right? You need a true open of a 6-hour cycle, meaning this range right here, from here to there is what? 6 hours, right? I can just strike this like that. 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, right? Your true day open for the 6-hour cycles is always gonna be midnight, which is equals to midnight. That is your true day open, right? Every day at midnight, it's a true day open for the new day, meaning the end of Q1, right? The end of Q1 and the beginning of Q2, that midpoint right there, that is your true day open. No, might have to, yeah, I don't know how to invert it. I think I have to do it like this. This right here is your true day open, right? So let's just say and then that's your true day open, right? Let me just Q3, Q4, right? That's your true day open. What else do you need? Number two, you need a lower time frame cycle. The 6-hour cycles are your higher time frames. When you're trading New York is always gonna be Q3, meaning this range right here. The 6-hour cycle Q3 is equals to AM New York, right? That is what this is equals to. This is where your highest probability trades for ideally the entire session or the entire day is going to happen, right? So now your lower time frame cycle needs to be 90-minute cycles. If you divide a full session into quarters or you divide 6 hours into quarters, what do you get? 90-minute cycles of each quarter. So meaning from here to here, right? each individual one, right? Each individual one is a full 6 hour cycle. I don't know if this is gonna fit, but it's a full 90-minute cycle. If it does, then yay, right? Okay, okay. So now, what do you need? You need the true session open, the true larger Q3 open, which is what? The end of Q1 and the beginning of Q2. So it is this midpoint right here, right? We set that out as the true. To be specific, the true AM New York session open, right? So ideally, when you want to identify your premium and discount or your precision areas, your high probability areas in which you want to be involved within the markets, you need to be above both these quarter ranges. For example, if price opens right here, right, then you have your true day open right there, and then price does whatever it likes, and then you have your true open right there, right? I'm gonna mark this out with a slightly, okay, right there, right? The midnight open needs to be marked out, meaning every single day you're gonna have to mark this range out until you can visually see it at the back of your head, I would say. So this would be the true day open, right? Which is midnight. Right. That's how you've seen that, right? And then between the smaller quarters, the end of Q1 and the beginning of Q3. I mean the beginning of Q2, right? Sorry. That would be your true New York AM open. The true New York session AM open, right? Okay. So now here's the thing. Above both these ranges is your premium, and below is your discount. So if I can remove this like this, right? Or let me place this here. Let me place this here. We have this annotated like this. Yeah. So the whole entire range above the true session open and the true day open, right? That is your premium zone. That is your premium zone. And premium shorts or sells, right? Oh, taken. Are taken, right? If you're taking buys within this range, you ideally It's either you most definitely on the wrong side of the market more often than not. So you're gonna get caught up in really, 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 really low probability conditions, right? So that's your premium area, right? And then anything below the two ranges, like this, discount. Only longs slash buys can be taken, meaning your highest probability trades will be executed within this range. Your highest probability sells or shorts will be here. Your highest probability longs will be here, right? And bear in mind, this are just indications of whether you're in a premium or discount. So there's external information or things a price needs to do. For example, it needs to sweep some form of liquidity or revisit a PDRA above these ranges. That's the PDRAs that hold, right? So, in simple terms, discount arrays will form within the zone. Discount arrays are PD arrays that support low prices, meaning they taking you to a discount, right? Within this range, premium arrays will support price, but they form within a discount. Does it make sense? Everything forms within a discount. So those are ideally the PD arrays that you can trust and knowing in where they should be forming, right? So hopefully this simple explanation makes sense so far, right? So right now I'm going to try showing you based on today's price data the exact same thing, right? So let me just can even stay here on S&P 500. So right here we're currently on S&P 500 and we had this bearish price swing at a very specific time within New York, right? To be specific, true day begins or began right there from 18 to 18. Then we're just gonna use this instead. 18 to 18. So from here to specifically here, this data, the Q4 is ideally very shorter. It's shorter than the other cycle. So that's why I have to drag it all the way to that side, right? But now, here's the thing. The beginning of Q2 and the end of Q1, that midpoint has to be midnight. So let's refine that, right? Perfect. Beginning of Q2, the end of Q1. That is a true day open. That is a true day open, right? Which other cycle quarters or which other true opens do you look for in which cycle? New York, which is right here, right? The beginning of Q2, the end of Q1 within Q3. That is your true session open, right? It needs to be at 7:30. This is off 2. By the way, I'm just using these annotations to elaborate a bit easier, but ideally this is how it would look. And if you want to have the historical data off, this is ideally how it should look. So I think in fact it's even better we use it, right? So right here, we have the true New York session open. through AM New York session open, like that, right? So remember, between these two ranges right here, we have this price range right here. This is low probability. You do not look to trade anywhere within the zone, right? Anything above this range, no matter, it does not really matter how high. As long as we're within this session, it does not really matter how high price goes. You will still be within a premium. So the zone is identified as a premium. In premium, you're looking for lower prices, right? Okay. Here we have discount. Within discount, you are looking for ideally higher prices, right? So even as you can see, right, as soon as price went above both true opens, the true New York session open, the AM, right, and the true day open, right, price drew higher, swept the London sessions liquidity, like we spoke about, but I'll be going in to more details about that, right? So you can say the London hotel, I'm typing funny things now, buy side, typing, yeah, then we're just gonna leave that like that, buy side liquidity. Right, so price opens, sweeps liquidity, then begins to distribute lower, right? And you'll notice that it distributes within your New York session kill zone. I think we're gonna make this wide, right? The New York session kill zone. The kill zone is always gonna be from 09, right, to 12 o'clock. New York time, right? So it's like a full 120 range, I believe, time range. That's like ideally a full kill zone, right? Meaning in simple terms, it's a combination of Q3 and Q4, right? But to be precise, your precision kill zone is always gonna have to be within Q3, which is this one right here, right? This is where most of the action will happen, right? This is where most of the action will happen, and ideally Q4 is gonna be either continuation or a reversal. As in this case, you can see that it's ideally seeking higher prices. The reason it does that, right, is that the only way, in fact, that Q4 can be a reversal is after it has swept external liquidity, meaning Q3 distributed after sweeping the London quarter buy side, right? If the opposing target of liquidity is met or reached within Q3, right, then Q4 has a very high chance of becoming a reversal, right? Ideally back into the premium. Could even sweep the the opposing liquidity, which is buy side. It just varies based on days and weeks. So you'd ideally have to be focusing on the news calendar for that in regards to understanding if there's gonna be inducement in volume within Q4. Because ideally very reactive when you have a very reactive quarter like this, there's a very high chance that the next quarter is either gonna be seeking its target, slowly, right? Or it might not even, it's just gonna give you like a minor reaction and then price continues going its ways, right? So there's the specific things that need to happen within this quarter right here for you to capitalize on that, right? But yeah, hopefully so far the video made sense, everything aligned, and if you got any questions, just hit me up on the chat. I'm gonna be ideally down to help you out. But yeah, hope everybody has a good day, and yeah, stay safe.